Hello everyone, welcome to the Carnivores modeling tutorial. So what you want to do, well, step 1, open Blender, and you should be greeted by this cube here. You can enter any of these modes, so like a perfect side view. And then what you want to do is Shift A, then hover over image, and then click reference. Now I find it easier to just go to my file explorer and drag in a skeletal or a reference. But honestly, it's your preference, your choice. Press S to scale. Scale it to a good size. G to move. I'm going to right click, mirror, X local. Then I'm just going to bring this up to where this lines up. And then you don't have to do this either, but I just set the opacity here so it's not that bright. Now we have a good skeletal, good reference. Next, you want to go to your cube, press tab to go into edit mode. You can hold Z to go in one of these modes. You only need wireframe and solid. Wireframe, Control R to add this loop cut. Click again to set it. Select this side, X, and then click vertices. And that is how you cut it in half. Then you go to this little modifier properties icon, little tool, add modifier, mirror, enable clipping, and now we have a mirrored cube. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to press G, and then I'm going to move it all the way up here. And now we go into wireframe, and then we go into edit mode, and then this is where we can begin the basic shaping. So you can hold down left click and drag. It'll select this whole thing. If you do this in solid mode, you'll be able to still do it, but it'll only select that front vertice that's in front of the middle one. You want to select both of them. So you drag them to where you want. Drag this over here. Drag this over there. And then to like get the accurate size here, Control R again, you'll see the loop cut. Now you can hover over it and then scroll, and then use the scroll wheel to add as many as you want. I prefer 3 because you don't really need any more than that. And you can add more just in case. And you just drag these down, drag these up, and now you have the body shape. Now I'm going to add one over here because it looks weird. Now you have your basic body shape right there. So now let's select these two at the end, and then E to extrude, S to size down, and then just, oops, and then just keep going. Just keep sizing these. Now, once you are done shaping most of the tail, by the end here, you want to extrude to the end of the tail, press M, and then at center. This was something I didn't do in the first tutorial because I knew literally nothing. And then you'll see there's this big gap here. Just drag it. And now the tail is pretty much done shape-wise. And now we do the same for the neck. Extrude, and then size. You don't want to extrude too many times, because with the new Modders Edition engine update, Carnivores models can now be over 1,024 triangles, so you can add as many vertices as you want, as many loop cuts, but I still prefer 1,024. I just gotten used to it. Once you are done with the neck, Control R, and then add a line along this whole body. And then you want to also go over here, press K, click this vertex right here, and then go here. If you can try. We'll just do this. I'll grab that one, this one, at last, and then boom, we have that whole line right there. So now here's the thing, we can position this wherever we want to go, wherever it's like here, so we can make the top and bottom of the head. So I usually start with the top, extrude, size, then just keep on going. And then you can also shape, can make the shape look better. That's the top of the head done. And now you can move to the bottom. You can move to the jaw, extrude, size. I'm pretty sure you get the gist now. So I have the head and jaw all shaped out. It might look a little weird when you look at it like this, but it'll look better after you get a top view, which I'll get in a moment here. I'm going to show you how to do details that I didn't show in the first tutorial. In the first tutorial, I showed how to do this mouth flesh. I keep forgetting what it's called. You select these 3 vertices and you just press F to create a face there. And there you have the muscle there. And to make an eye, go to where the eye is, press K, 1, 2, 3, 4. Make like a triangle or a box. Yeah, pretty much a square. And then go across like this. Press enter. And there you have an eye. And to actually make it visible, just drag out the middle, and there you go. You have an eye. And for teeth, I will get to that in a bit. Now for the top view reference. Press this. So I'm looking at a top view, and then I get my image. So you use the same way to import your image, either Shift A, image reference, or just drag it from your file explorer, then S to size it. Now to rotate it perfectly, press N, go to the Z axis, and then just type 90. And now it's at a perfect 90-degree angle. And then how I position this, try to align it with the skeletal, and there we go. Perfect. So now we begin shaping. So these are the sides of the body, and you want to bring them out, form that shape. I'm just going to bring all of these out real quick. Now the head might seem a little confusing, because you can see you're also looking at your jaw through here, and it's only showing the top of the head. So I'd start with going here, and then just align the top of the head first, and that should actually be good. It looks a little weird, but it'll do. So now you switch from the top to bottom, and then just bring these in. And that should be good enough. Okay, so now we pretty much have all of the body shape done, or at least most of it. Now let's make it not look blocky and weird. So you would want to grab these 2 at the top, no wireframe. You want to grab these 2 outer ones, press S, scale it inward, and then drag it inward. And then you can see it doesn't look like a box anymore. So I'm just going to do that to the neck real quick. Okay, so I've done it to the neck, and then as you can see now, when you look at it, it doesn't look as box-like. You can see how it kind of goes from here to here. It's boxy over here, and then it's more natural over here. Now, to do it for the head, you may go like this, and then like this, and then you're like, well, it still looks boxy. How I'd fix that is I press K for the cut tool, start over here, and then I just go all the way here, and then towards the end of here. And then I would drag all of these down, inward, outward, however you would put it. And then you can drag all of them inward, and then it'll begin to look more natural at least. The eye may look a little weird. You can just position it. There we go. Oh yeah, and R to rotate as well. And then I will also get to this big crest in a bit. What you did with the head, do the same for the jaw. Everything is starting to look much better. And now for the teeth, grab all of these in solid mode, all of these outer ones, and then press E. It'll have all these vertices, and then you go into wireframe, select them, and then align them with the teeth. And then after that, there you go, you have your carnivore's teeth. These are specifically called billboards. They can act as any sort of detail. So, like, let's say if I really just wanted to texture a crest on here, I don't even have to make the actual crest. I can just texture it onto there. But, you know, that's too lazy. And also, I don't know how to texture. So, same follows for the jaw. Extrude. And then shape. Now, something I have noticed is that this black area, I'm pretty sure those are lips. Now, I'm not going to add them to the carnivores model because, well, honestly, I'm not really sure. I just don't want to. You can if you want. And now for the crest, we're going to have to cut a shape for it. So K tool again, and then make a slim line across here. I think I'll put it there. And then try to select these middle ones. And then we have this whole face selected, or all these faces selected. We can press E and then extrude up wireframe to see where we'll put them. I'm going to drag this over here, reselect all of these, and then just keep extruding to get the shape. And then eventually, just do this last one, press M at center. That should be your final one. And then you move this in so it can close a gap there. And then it may look a little weird, you know, it's all shape, it's massive, but you know, you can just pull these in, reshape it to make it look better. So just do all of that. Gonna bring these out a little more. Same with these. And then I'm going to drag these out. Drag these out, and then drag them up. And then there we go. We have a crest for our Dilophosaurus. Okay, so I have made a critical mistake in making this tutorial. I gave Dilophosaurus one crest instead of two, like it should have. So pretend this is a head, and it pretty much worked the same. I did it like this with the Dilo, causing it to only have one crest. So to give it two, it's pretty much the same thing. Just go over like this, and this could, I guess, just act as the Dilo crest. Boom. And then I guess that's how you would do it. Doesn't have to be perfect. Well, I'm only not making it perfect because it's just an example due to me being, or due to it being messed up. Hope that helped, and back to the tutorial. Now, to reduce triangles on this, first of all, where this is, click the arrow and then click statistics, and then it'll show right here. Triangles, 614. That is not a lot, or it's just a perfect amount for the detail this model has. But if you really want to like decrease it, you can merge all of these unnecessary vertices. So let me just merge all of them real quick. So now our Dilo, the crest, it looks the same, but it has way less vertices now. So it looks much cleaner. And that is how you also reduce triangles. We went from over 600 to 582. Not a big difference, but it's all right. And then you notice I haven't rounded all of this out, but I'm going to do that real quick. So now we have all of this rounded out. It is all ready to go, and then you can begin on the limbs. Now when it comes to arms and legs, I don't make them myself. I actually take them off the original Carnivores models. It may sound like I'm stealing, but it's alright as far as I know. I've never been told otherwise that it's anything wrong. So, on how to get a Carnivores model, uh, it's a pretty it's not a hard process, but it's just not something I'll be explaining in this video. But Carnivores files. Okay, I'll have a short summary. If you have cedit, you can take the car files, the .car files, out of the Carnivores files. You can put them into that program. You can export them as OBJs, and then you can use those OBJs to import into Blender. So I'm going to import an OBJ, and I'm going to look for Velociraptor. So I'm going to use the Velociraptor limbs. The Velociraptors are here. It's facing the opposite direction, so I'll just press N. Here, 0, oops. Actually, 180 on the Z-axis. S to scale down. Actually, what would work better with this would be Gallimimus. So let's get Gallimimus. Let's change that to 0, and then let's scale him down. Let's line him up with the leg here. Oops. Line him up with the leg, and then there we go. So now I'm gonna separate it here, go into edit mode for the galley. So I'm gonna select this entire leg. Leg and thigh. I'm pretty sure that's the entire leg. Yes. I'm gonna drag it out so I can easily select all of these and then delete them. Drag this back, exit edit mode. Still in the same spot. I can still drag this in. And then to connect both of these models, have this one selected first, hold shift, click this one, control J, and then they should be in the same model. And now to connect them, I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to spread that. And then I'm going to count these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So now I know there's 7. Pretty sure I can do H to hide, Alt H to bring it back. It's not deleting, it's just hiding it. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is 7. It looks a little wonky, but it'll look better. So I'm just going to reshape that. So grab all of these. Actually, I'm going to scale that up. And then X, and then faces. So now we have this big hole in the model. I'm going to put this here. Just do a little reshaping. And then Alt H to bring the leg back. Deselect that vertex, and then drag this in. And then how I connect them, first of all, actually, might want to scale this down a bit so it can be, and so it can be aligned. There we go. So now I grab this one, I grab this top one, and then I go from last. Now from how that works is that I grab this one, this is first, and then I grab this one, this is last, and then going by last, it'll move to the last one I had selected. So I go like that with all of them. And then boom, our leg is connected, and now it looks weird. So we're going to select the whole leg, just this part, and the outer of the thigh, go in this front view mode, and then drag it in. And then go to side view, can drag these up, all of these, and then give it a little portion. And then, boom, you now have a connected leg to your model. And this is going to be the same exact way you do it with the arm. So this time I'm going to import a Velociraptor arm, or just a Velociraptor. So let's do a 180 on that. Remember to press N to open this. Now here's the thing, it may not match the shape of how the arm is on the reference, but in my opinion, I don't care. If you do, you can change it. I'm just doing this for the purpose of a tutorial, or just, you know, how to get you started on making a carnivores model. Because here's the thing, you do not have to follow how I do this. You could use this method for a while, but you can also try to get better by using this. So I'm gonna grab this whole arm. Like, oh wait, here's an issue. So you can see when I grab these vertices, they're not connected with each other like they usually be, and these are. So you want to go into edit mode, A to select all, press M, and then go by distance. It's gonna look weird. It's shaded smooth. When you shade it flat, it's gonna look super weird. But no worry about that. But you can see the issue is now solved. So now just grab your entire arm, grab the arm, along with all this. And then same as the leg, you drag all that out, delete this, align, and then you can also like I'm gonna change it to look like this, and now I'm gonna bring it in closer, and then click this, shift, hold shift, click this, control J, and now you can see the arm looks much better now. So I'm gonna count again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now I'm gonna select all this, H to hide, go to around the arm area, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, X, faces, now we have an empty face, hold Alt, press H to unhide, and then drag it in a little closer, and then just start connecting all of these the same way you would have connected the leg. So go like that, and now it may look a little weird, but just keep merging and then it'll look better. Then select all of this, including the outer arm, get in, maybe even drag it up if you want to. And then I'd merge like these close ones. If it's like this, I'd rather just merge them. So then I drag these out a bit. So then it looks a little more connected. And then, oh wait, look at that. Hold on, I forgot to select this vertice when moving it. So I'm just gonna reposition. And boom, there we go. Actually gonna make it look more like that. And then, well, look at that. You now have all the limbs and arms added and only 978 triangles. And now, for the final touch on a Carnivores model, go click on your model, tab, press A to select all, hold Control, and then press T. And now it's all triangulated, so you can see it looks a little more like, you can tell the difference. You look at the model like this, triangulate it, and now it looks more, I guess you could say, more old game feely. Now, only do this when you're finished with the model. You can make slight changes like how I'm about to do right here. And yeah, that makes it connect a little better. But that's about all you could do after triangulating. If you want to make a big change that maybe you forgot, then just undo what you did by pressing Control Z. And that is a Carnivores model. I'm glad I was able to get this done in one video. I've learned so much more since the first tutorial, and I'm glad, so now I can show a better way to make Carnivores models. As you can see, too, the limbs may look a little weird. I guess that's just how it is, but trust me, when you apply a texture to it, the issues aren't even going to exist. Like, this whole thing, it'll just be, like, covered in texture. It won't look as bad. But that is all for the Carnivores modeling tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, I'm super glad that I could get all of this done in one video. And I hope you guys grow from this. You could start off from this and you could grow into something even better by using this tutorial. That is all. Goodbye.